Yo, what is going on? You're checking out QGenHQ. My name is Chris and welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out some brand new switches. These are the Mozano Eve switches. I'm really pumped to check these out because they're a nice linear switch that personally hit a lot of boxes when it comes to what I want in a linear switch in general. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now, besides the switches, we're also checking out a new keycap set that Mozano is also selling. And the best part about the keycap set is not only is it really good looking, but it's readily available. No pre-orders or group buys necessary, which is an amazing thing, especially if you guys are familiar with the keyboard community. You know how hard it could be to get yourself a decent pair of keycaps without waiting, 6 months to a year. So with all that being said, let's get right into the video. So like I mentioned earlier, we have a few things to check out here today. But let's go ahead and start with the Eve switches first. Now, these Eve switches were a collaboration between Mozano and JWK, and these are some JWK box switches. These are a linear switch with a 48-gram actuation force, with a 3mm travel time, and a bottom-out force of 55 grams. So these are around the mid-tier when it comes to linear switches. Now, personally, I love mid-tier linear switches. I just think they feel perfect, especially when it comes to gaming. Now, I do think these switches are going to be very popular amongst the gaming community. Now, we have a two-tone design here when it comes to the switch housing. The bottom half being this pastel aqua blue color, with the top half being a pastel lavender purple color, and topping it all off with the stem itself being a nice light pastel pink. Now, I personally really like the colors they chose here. They all complement each other very well, and they sort of remind me of the banana split switch colorway, which I personally was in love with. So let's dive a little deeper into these switches. Now, both halves of the housing are made of nylon, with the top being nylon PA6, and the bottom being nylon PA66. Now, if you're unfamiliar, the difference is very minor. Both have strong properties, with PA6 having a good impact resistance and PA66 being slightly more durable when it comes to abrasion. Now, we have an extended stem here that is made of UPE, which is a solid choice, being that UPE is a very tough material that also has high impact strength. Now, when it comes to the springs, these switches come with gold-plated stainless steel springs that are also extended. But when I tried to get any more information on them, all the company would release to me is that these springs are made with a Japanese material. And that is it. Nothing else. I guess it's top secret. But overall, I have no complaints. They seem to be holding up so far, and they're getting the job done. Now, all these components seem to fit really nice together, and I don't believe there's going to be any films necessary for these switches. As you can see, we have very little stem wobble here. Now, these switches come with a slight factory prelube, and my set of switches have a very light application, but all seem to be very consistent amongst all of the switches, so that's a job well done. Now, no worries if you're not a fan of factory prelube switches. I was informed that before you make your purchase, you could either contact support or head over to Mozano's official Discord channel and hit up a moderator, and they will instruct you on how to purchase these switches bone stock with no lube applied if you wanted to do it yourself, which is pretty cool of them. Now, these Eve switches are sold in packs of 70, 90, and 110 pieces, starting as low as $49 for the small pack, $63 for the medium, maxing out at $77 for the 110 piece kit. Like always, if you like anything you see here today, all links are down below in the video description, along with any active coupon codes. Now, before we go ahead and get into the sound test, I did mention earlier that Mozano also sent over one of their keycap sets. This is the Mozano and Damaki Night King keycap set. We have an SA profile double shot ABS set here with a ton of options at checkout. And like I said earlier, the best part is no group buys or pre-orders necessary. This set, amongst a few others, are readily available now with no wait, and God, do I love that. Now, I opted for this set because I really dig the colorways, and it has a good balance between the silver alphas, the royal blue modifiers, and the yellow caps that add some extra flair. Now, with all of these different knight-inspired medieval novelties, your keyboard looks like it's wearing its own suit of armor. Now, speaking of armor, what is a good medieval armor set without a weapon, right? Well, check out this Excalibur-inspired metal artisan enter keycap made by Huli Oops. This royal blue shines beautifully off of this metal sheen. I absolutely love this. The Excalibur sword legend sits slightly raised off of the keycap itself, and the paint just really shines. Overall, this is a really well done made artisan that matches this keycap set beautifully. Now, these range in all different prices depending on which options you choose to go with. They offer some base kits you see here, or a more simple white and blue one starting at $55, the novelties ranging around $33, and the Excalibur metal cap that I have here is going for $45, and the list goes on. Now, they even offer this Dancing Code storage box for like $6. Again, you have plenty of options to choose from that are all readily available now with no wait. Now, I had an extra Tofu 65 case lying around, so I went ahead and threw in these brand new Eve switches along with this nightcap set, and I have to say it is a pretty clean looking and sounding keyboard. So those were the new Eve switches, and this is the new Night King set. What do you guys out there think of this combination? What do you think of the switches? What do you think of the keycaps? I understand that DSA profile is not for everybody, but like I mentioned earlier, there are other sets available via Mozano's website. But I do really like these Eve switches. It's like that mid-tier, which is perfect, and I'm a big gamer, so for me, they just go very, very well in a lot of other keyboard cases. But I do like the way it turned out in this Tofu. The color matches very nicely. And just overall, I was pretty happy with the way this turned out. A decent thock to these caps. I mean, definitely the DSA profile helps with that a little bit, but overall, it's a good sounding, it's a nice pop to these linear switches. I really do like the way these switches turned out. With all that being said, if you guys did like the video, give it a huge thumbs up. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I want to grow this community bigger and better, and I can only do that with the help of you guys. So with all that being said, most importantly, you guys stay safe out there. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.